Hey there, freaks and sickos. I'm the Creative Destroyer, and for this project, what I'm going to do is show off BlueSky. So, BlueSky, for those of you that don't know, is a service and a protocol, a foundation. It's the Twitter killer, and I can say this with absolute confidence now because it is open to the general public. You can go to bsky.app, link in the description, and create an account right now. You could do that now. You could jump off of Twitter now. And it's made by the last guy that owned Twitter, Jack Dorsey. And he has every right to make this because part of the agreement for selling Twitter was letting Jack Dorsey do whatever he wants with this. And it is a pretty fascinating service. It has some unique features. It doesn't need to, as far as I'm concerned. It could be a carbon copy of Twitter, and it would still be compliant because they agree that he would be allowed to develop this thing. And so, there you go. And in so doing, Jack Dorsey has made something that is already more valuable than Twitter. Okay, Twitter is bleeding lots and lots of money as it is right now. It's now less than a tenth of what it's originally worth. And advertisers have fled the site. And they're going to continue to not pay money. If anything, advertisers are going to go onto BlueSky. That's not a feature yet. There's no advertising on that, as far as I'm aware. But I know that BlueSky needs to keep the lights on and stay afloat, and that's going to be one of the ways that they do that, is ads. And it is Jack Dorsey's answer into what Twitter has become. Okay? Twitter is now just in the shitter. So, obviously, Elon Musk is a complete moron. He made a huge mistake, and it is certain that this endeavor, his acquisition of Twitter, will be his undoing. I completely agree with, what's his name, Thunderfoot on that. And it's not just that he's dumb and that he is a nepo baby. It's also that, I mean, let's face it, Elon Musk is a man who doesn't work. He hasn't worked for a while. He has a lot of money right now. He has a really high net worth, and it's all going to collapse. It's all going to collapse because of the acquisition, because of how it was done, and there is no force, economic force, in the world that is powerful enough to save him. Elon Musk is completely worthless. He is of no benefit to society, of no value to society. He is a man who doesn't work. And I have here perfect evidence of this. Okay, let's start with the Tesla Model 3. That rolled off the assembly line in 2017, and it still is. Usually at this point, there is at least one generation change or facelift, but that hasn't happened. So the car looks the same, and here is a counter example to that. Toyota Avalon. This car has been around for 8 years. There we go, the Toyota Avalon. Let's go to the Wikipedia page. It's also known as the Buick. It was made in the same plant, the NUMMI plant, when Toyota and GM were working together. At least it was. I mean, they were working together. This is basically a Buick and an Avalon. Was it NUMMI? Maybe it wasn't NUMMI, but they're basically the same car. This Toyota, and there's a very reliable Buick. And this was made from 94 to 99. I mean, it's been around for... It was around for 5 years, this first generation, and then it got updated to this ugly-looking thing. That was around for 5 years. Then it became this, and there was a facelift. It became this, and that was around for 5 years, and then it was changed to this. And in the United States, it got discontinued and became the Toyota Crown. Nothing like this has happened to any Tesla car. Okay, they still look like the same thing as when they originally rolled off the assembly line for the very first time. The Tesla Model 3 started looking like this and still looks like this. The Toyota Model X started rolling off the assembly line in 2015. Looking like this, and still looks like this. The Model Y, 2020 to present, so 5-ish years. Started looking like this, still looks like this. And the most damning example of all, the Tesla Model S, still in production, started looking like this, and still looks like this. These cars are all still in their first generation, and the Model S has been around for 13 years and still looks exactly the same and has pretty much the same specs as when it came out, the same range. And they lied about the range, too. Good Lord. Okay, credit where it's due. They changed the appearance in 2024. So that's in its second generation. But it doesn't look much different. There has been pretty much no innovation in this company. Elon Musk is a man who can't lead. Elon Musk is a man who doesn't work. He spends all day doing drugs, being bad at interviews, and being on Twitter, a site that has lost a lot of value, and he had to use Tesla's shares to pay for Twitter. If any other CEO acted like him, he would have been fired from the company and replaced with someone else. But of course, because of racism, because of the white supremacists, the homophobes, the neo-Nazis defending him, he's still in that position. He still has a following. And his original following has abandoned him a long time ago. His original following is on this site and doesn't like him anymore. And I know for a fact that Elon Musk is seething with rage, knowing How many people are going to jump from Twitter to this? And I'm going to give you a demo. I'm going to show you what the site is. So here's what it looks like. It looks a lot like old Twitter from the interface, but you'll also notice some differences right away. In the left column, you have home, you have search, which Twitter used to have and still has. But there's notifications. Lists are placed here and obvious. And here are some differences on the left column. You have feeds with this hashtag thing. But there aren't hashtags on BlueSky yet, as far as I know. At least it didn't have that initially. And there's a moderation. You can go to your profile and you can look at the settings. And on the right column, it's very different. Look at this. These are feeds, and let me move my head here to the left so you can see the column on the right. You have another search bar on the web interface, and there's following. So these are the people I'm following on a feed. That's what I'm looking at right now. This is the default feed. Everyone I'm following is here, and most of them are furries because I myself am a proud furry. You have Discover. You have Popular with Friends. Let's have a look at what's popular with my friends right now. This is like a Friends of Friends feed. What is popular with my friends? People probably get the impression that I'm way more of a Democrat partisan than I actually am, simply because I hate Republicans. LOL. I'm in Minnesota, so yeah, farm and labor. And some good news, forests are recovering. Mass cops make a lot of money. General progressive stuff. And let's see, let's go to the search. And when you click search here, the first thing you're going to see is suggested follows, and it will suggest, as the name implies, people that you should follow. And this is a site that's trying to get some activity going, so of course I would expect it to be like that. Oh, also, the @bsky.social, that's the default handle on the as in AT protocol. But there's also, you can use .com. You can use .com and put your BlueSky on that. In fact, let's open a link here. It all ends in .com. What would happen if I did this, though? I've never tried this, but copy, ignore my phone. I thought I had it in Do Not Disturb. Anyway, what would happen if I did this? It would go to his BlueSky. So you can have a .com website that just goes to your BlueSky. That's amazing. And you can put in name.bluesky.social in the top bar of the browser, up in the address bar up here. The one I just typed in. And there you go, you're at the BlueSky. Or you can put .mn, which is technically in Mongolia, but a lot of people in Minnesota use that one. You can just have at your you can have your username and .social. You can have your username. I'm really surprised .furry isn't a TLD. At least I'm assuming it's not, even though furries are the very reason this is successful. Like, the agreement between Dorsey and Musk was sort of along the lines of, okay, Elon Musk, you can have your megaphone, you can have your toy, but I'll take the furries. And this is the Twitter alternative that most of the furries have latched onto. This is what they're escaping to, and the furry community has been very generous in giving each other the invites to try this thing out, but now anyone can use it, and if you're not into furries, you're probably not going to be into this site very much, at least initially. Here's notifications. I'm going to skip that. I don't want to dox anyone. You can make lists, public shareable lists, which can drive feeds, which are these things on the right column. You can't make feeds, but you can make input for the feeds, is what I understand. You can go to your feeds, and there's like this setting thing. They're algorithms, though. They recommend certain types of content for certain types of people for you. So it not only keeps you in your circle of people and what they're sharing, what they're re-skeeting and interested in. Skeet is the name of a post on this site, or what they're liking and things like that. But you can choose the algorithms you look at, and when you go to the site, the very first thing you're going to see is following, which is not an algorithm at all. Moderation. You can put some privacy. Discourage apps from showing my account to logged out users. You can show. You decide. You decide what kind of content you get to see. So, explicit images. I work for a living. I work harder than Elon Musk, for certain. And I have these set to warn. And I don't want to see any terrorism stuff. I don't want to see spam. No impersonation. Actually, I'll change that to warn, because some of those might be satirical and thus funny. And I'm going to put hide on violent. You can turn adult content on or off. And we're done. Moderation lists. Let's say you want to block all furries. Someone probably has a list of that. And you can make those lists here. This is part of the app. If you don't want to look at furries, if you don't want to look at white supremacist furries, if you don't want to... The quality of these lists will vary, but you can mute or block in bulk. There you go. You used to have to make bots to do that on Twitter, but now you don't. Here it is. And now let's do what everyone should do every time they try a new site or service or application. Let's go into the setting, or even device. The invite feature is still available for some reason, but you can add chains of accounts. You can have appearance match the system. You can change what dark means, unless you're using Dark Reader in LibreWolf or Firefox. You can make preferences for feeds, languages, thread preferences. You can change how you see replies. You can ignore my cat, who is not supposed to be fed until 5. You can even change your handle easily, but you could do that on Twitter. You could delete your account. Media preferences. Actually, these two. 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. And let's have a look at one of these feeds here. Let's look at the positivity feed. Not just something that's about me, but something an algorithmic feed just uses to encourage positivity. This is what blocking people feels like. Someone said something homophobic. I will always like girls. That was deleted. Dunk. Something about the dog whisperer. Adult content that I'm not going to show on YouTube. Ohio abandoning a law that they should abandon, according to science. They need to abandon that. I guess this is based on the kind of stuff I'm into. Because I am a freak and a sicko, just like you. What's cooking? Some food stuff. Based on my interests. Food, food, food. Look at the food. Food. Noodles, food. Mutuals. Mutual follows. What are they up to? People that I'm following and are following me. Home Plus. I don't remember why I subscribed to that one. But Urbanism Plus, something I'm interested in. And plan to run for Maple Grove City Council over. Inclusive charter schools. Criticism about how to make bike lanes. New York having its priorities out of whack as usual. There has never been a good mayor of New York City in my entire life. And this, and this. Housing. I love how urbanism has just taken off, like, in America. Like, we need to fix some very serious mistakes, and I congratulate Minnesota for doing everything within its power to do that. And I hope that the Project 2040 will come back and that the state legislature will do something about that. So that is a quick overview of BlueSky. You can see adult things. It respects your privacy. It respects your right to free speech and free association, which are mutually exclusive things. You can't have one without the other. It respects you more than Twitter ever will, and certainly more than Elon Musk ever will. Some stuff about Black History Month. It's an awesome place to be. It's BlueSky. It's social. And you can join today. So, and when you're joining, I would recommend doing the default, unless you want to just join the default bsky.app extension. Just make it easy for yourself in the beginning. Set the moderation for what you like. And come and join the party. Because Elon Musk certainly is not going to be invited to this. Even if he makes an account, it's not his party. he's going to cry if he wants to. So he's going to cry. And those are going to be sweet, sweet tears. And as always, subscribe if you like, and share if you care.